What's going on, hockey fans, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. So today we're going to be taking a look up in Michigan as we head over to the Detroit Red Wings, and we have gotten some information on Steve Yzerman's strategy heading into the 2020 NHL Draft. We'll be taking a look at that and more in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below, and let's take a look at Steve Yzerman's strategy heading into the 2020 NHL Draft. Alright, so before we get into this video, just want to give a couple of quick plugs here. First one being to our Instagram and Twitter handles. Make sure to check out at the end of our video or in the descriptions down below at goalline_hockey. And also another quick plug to my other YouTube channel where we talk about college football right now. Hopefully we'll get onto other sports as well, but we're sticking to college football right now. Links will be at the end of the video for that, as well as in the description down below at Goal Line Sports. All right, so with that, let's take a look at the Detroit Red Wings. So the Detroit Red Wings are in the midst of a rebuild. Year number 2 under Steve Yzerman. We saw in year 1 he made a surprising pick, picking up the young defenseman Moritz Seider, who was projected to be a mid to late first-round pick, ended up going in the top 10 with the Detroit Red Wings' first-round pick. So now the strategy seems to be a little different here, as the other day Steve Yzerman had a Zoom call talking about the draft and everything like that. And the Red Wings actually had a really nice draft special, pre-draft special, with their announcers and stuff like that, talking about who they think should be going to the Red Wings. We'll be looking at all that here. So at this early stage, when we're at where we're at as an organization, I don't think we can really target a particular position, Yzerman said. We're going to take the best prospect. These kids are 17, 18, and 19 years of age. The vast majority of them are 3 to 4 to even 5 years away from playing in the NHL. Your needs as an organization will change over time, so we try to draft the best prospect available with that pick. Now, having said that, if we draft 5 left shot defensemen in the first 5 rounds, there's a chance we may go in a different direction in the 6th round. So here we go. So right off the bat, Steve Yzerman is basically saying what I would think most people would think the draft strategy should be, not only in Detroit, but around the NHL. Draft the best player available, because maybe this year you need a left shot defenseman, but then next year your top center leaves, so you need a center. You take the best player available. The long term is you take the best player. There's no questions asked about that. I don't know why we even have that question still at this day. I just don't really understand that, because this year you could get that top defenseman, and next year it could be the top center that you should be picking, because that's the best player available. So it's weird how that happens. You take the player that you're going to take. Now, it's interesting that Steve Yzerman had on the mind a left shot defenseman, because that's not Jamie Drysdale. The top left shot defenseman is Jake Sanderson in this year's draft. Now, I'm not saying the Red Wings are going to select Jake Sanderson in that top with that 4th overall pick, but it's interesting that he brought that up. So take it with a grain of salt. It may mean nothing, but it is quite interesting that he did bring up drafting a left shot defenseman possibly in the 1st round. So just something to keep an eye on there. Basically, what the Red Wings need to do here, like I said, they have the 4th overall pick. So we would presume that the Rangers will select Alexis Lafreniere at number 1. At number 2 and number 3, it doesn't really matter as long as Quentin Byfield and Tim Stützle are off the board. Now, if one of those two is still on the board at 4 for the Red Wings will absolutely take Quentin Byfield or Tim Stützle, but I do not believe that will be the case. You've got those top 3, and then the Red Wings situation at 4 gets very, very interesting, because you could go with any number of players. Lucas Raymond, Alexander Holtz, goaltender Yaroslav Askarov, right shot defenseman Jamie Drysdale, left shot defenseman Jake Sanderson. So the board completely changes from number 4 into number 10 in the first couple of draft picks in this year's draft. So the Red Wings are in a heck of a spot. Now, basically what we were hearing from the announcers from the Red Wings recent presentation thing that they were talking about, who they think the Red Wings should pick and stuff like that, they were saying that they should take the young Alexander Holtz, and I think there is something to be said in that. Alexander Holtz is a goal scorer, and the Red Wings need some more goal scoring. Now, we saw Philip Zadina kind of come on the scene a little bit this past season, but they need more help there, and they've got a couple of young centers that could potentially slot in there over the next couple of seasons. You have your quote-unquote franchise center in Dylan Larkin. Michael Rasmussen at different points last season looked pretty good. You've still got Joe Veleno. Hopefully he can continue to develop for the Red Wings. So there's a couple of things that the Red Wings can look at. I think a winger would be a top target for the Red Wings. I do like the idea of them taking the right shot defenseman, though, in Jamie Drysdale. But I see Steve Yzerman making a move this summer to bring in a defenseman, whether that's a Torrey Krug. We've been even hearing about with the Islanders, possibly Nick Leddy. So there's a couple of things that Steve Yzerman's going to figure out. So he may not want to bring a defenseman in the draft. He may look to do that via free agency or in a possible trade. And he may look to get that winger in the draft this year. He could even go for a Cole Perfetti. I mean, there's Marco Rossi. There's tons of different names that the Red Wings could go for at that number 4 spot. They're gonna have the pick of the litter of those guys. It's not that cream of the crop in those top 3, but they're still gonna get a very, very talented player. And let's also remember, I made a video a couple months ago talking about this. The Red Wings, Steve Yzerman was a former 4th overall pick, and look how things turned out with Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings during his tenure with the Red Wings. So a decent amount of success. So that's the plan here for the Red Wings moving forward. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. In my opinion, I like the idea of an Alexander Holtz. I think it's a little bit of an off-the-board pick. I think a lot of people have him going to possibly the Buffalo Sabres or the Devils at 6 or 7. But I could very easily see Alexander Holtz, probably one of the top goal scorers in this draft, possibly go at number 4 to the Red Wings. Cole Perfetti, there was recently some talk between him and Yzerman, and Yzerman completely cut off Cole Perfetti. So obviously that's not working out so well right now. So there's just a lot of things to keep in mind here. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think the Red Wings are going to do at the draft? Do you think they take the goaltender? Do you think they take Yaroslav Askarov, or are they comfortable with that European goaltender that they have coming over? Let me know who you think the Red Wings will pick with that 4th pick in the comment section down below. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Make sure to check out our Instagram and Twitter handles at @goalline_hockey. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.